Alright guys, this is going to be my third video. So this video is going to be about the intricacy of CISD, or also known as change in state of delivery, incorporated with time, plus a special bonus addition to this episode here. You'll want to stay till the end because you might really get something useful. So the first thing about CISD that we have to understand is it's a pattern. And just like any pattern, we can pattern trade it, but that's not where the real effective nature of CISD comes in. We need to have an understanding of time frame alignment, right? So if we're trading a monthly PD array or swing point, we need to execute on the daily. If we're trading a weekly, a 4 hour. Now for us, day traders, we're in and out by the end of the day, right? So we'll be more focused on maybe the daily, the 4 hour, and the 1 hour, even the 15 minute for, intraday scalpers. So that's going to be something to keep in mind when we're going through these examples and I'm explaining to you the nature of CISD. All right, time frame alignment. This will be pretty much a guiding light throughout your whole entire trading career. So let's get into the examples. All right. So I'm getting into FX replay here and wait for this to load. Okay, we'll go to first example here. I'm going to pull up. All right. Here, I don't want to do the overall high time frame analysis too much, but again, my system is 1 hour fair value gap or swing point. So we have a 1 hour SIBI all the way here. All right. So I would go down to the 5 minute. Now, I need you to understand time frame alignment is everything. I don't know how many times I'm going to repeat it, but I'm going to repeat it a lot so you can understand it. After we tap into that 1 hour SIBI, what I want to see on my lower time frames at 9:30 to 11, it has to happen at 9:30. I want to see a turtle soup, which is basically a swing point that gets ran through, right? So the consecutive bullish candles or up close candles here, I want to see price close below it, right? Once price closes below these up close candles, I have confirmed my CISD. Yes, you can market enter right when price hits this spot. Another thing that you need to pay attention to is market structure, right? So we have, right, a low, a high, a lower low, a high, and a lower low. Once price creates this lower low here, we have basically confirmed a little bearish bias here, right? And we can continue and ride that all the way through until it's invalidated. It's invalidated right around here, right? When we make a higher high. With CISD, you can take pretty much two entries. You can take a manual entry in which, for example, in the CISD point, you just kind of manually enter right there. Or if you want a better entry, what you can do is you can grab your fib from the high to the low, right? If it's a large CISD, you can take the 61% or the 79% of that fib. So let me give you the settings here, right? So we have 0.5, 79, and 61.8 or 61.8 or 62, right? So if you have a really large CISD candle and you want to get a better entry, you can do that as well and provide it could provide you a better entry if you're chasing a higher R. Let's move to another example here. All right. I want to show you as much examples as possible so you can get used to seeing this structure. So here we have no 1 hour Peter way, so I'll still drop down to the 5 minute. It's still a high impact day. Now pay attention to structure. This is going to be the most important thing. A low, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low, and we make slightly higher high here. I'm going to count that. A higher low, right? What happened at this low? we had a CISD, a turtle soup, and a CISD right at this down close candle here, right? So you can manually enter or limit enter right here. And your stop loss, as long as it's at the swing low or near the swing low, you should be fine. Price should not retrace all the way back down and disrespect this low, okay? Because structure allows for that, all right? Same thing, right? 1 hour time frame. All right, we bouncing off this BISI right here, this 1 hour BISI. Did it hit in our time frame that we trade in? But this is also going to be used for drawn liquidity, which could be this high or highs to our left. So let's go down to the 5 minute here. All right, same thing. We're marking off structure. We only trade at 9:30 through 11. So I'm not worried too much about what's going on at 8:30. And look at what happened. 8:30 provide a turtle soup, right? A CISD. This would have been a rough little entry here if you entered at 8:30. There's a reason I say time matters because a lot of times you'll see a CISD before 9:30, but that will be used as liquidity. So pay attention to that. There's a reason why I say 9:30 through 11. So we see a turtle soup here, right? And the consecutive, or there's only really one down close candle that takes out the swing low to a left. So we'll get a CISD here. Now this is a very large candle, right? So you may not want to take that risk. So same thing that I mentioned before. You'll go from the low, right, to the high, and you'll just take the 61 or the 71%, right? So you could take this one or this one, and your risk is diminished by doing that, right? Because not everybody wants to have a huge stop, and I understand that. So there's ways around that, and I'm just showing you one way, right? So again, you have the 1, the point 0.5, the 62, and the 79 as your settings when you have a very large displaced CISD candle. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, same concept, right? 1 hour SIBI or swing point, drop down to the 5 minute, right? Because that's our time frame aligned entry. So again, marking off structure, a low, higher high, higher low, higher high, turtle soup right into a 1 hour SIBI. Look at those wicks, right? The wicks do the damage, the bodies tell the story. Right when we see ISD, right, this up close candle here is what took out the swing point. Not this one. This is the one that originally took out the swing point, right? Not this one, all right? Don't confuse yourself with that. So we're waiting for price to, get below the opening of this up close candle, manually enter or limit enter, right? And you want to see this higher low broken. What happens? The higher low is broken. That confirms that you're in line with structure. And you just write that down. Now, how simple is that? It's not overcomplicated. You do not have to overcomplicate these things, right? With trading, it really it really is about simplifying things and reducing as much just noise and redundancy as much as possible because you're going to do this on a day-to-day basis. So you want to make it very, very simple. This is why I have my simple little checklist that you can see here when I have everything, right? I call it the perfect checklist or just checklist if it's not perfect, right? It's 3 little steps, right? But it's extremely effective. You can back test this for yourself, right? 1 hour swing point or fair value gap, 5 minute CISD from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern in high impact news, right? It's very, very simple. A lot of people want to overcomplicate things. Now, this special bonus that I wanted to add for you guys that stayed till the end, because I really do appreciate you guys for watching, it's going to be on how to really gather data. I've already made a video about high and low probability days, but I want you to be able to gather them too. I don't want you to need to pay me and get my time vault. It's not necessary. It's just a lot of work for me to create, but you don't have to create 10 years of data. You can just create the month, the week of that you're going to trade, right? So this is exactly what I'm doing for Q2, April, the first week, the first month of Q2. this is what I do, right? So I'll show you my journal here, right? Let's go into the journal here. Okay. So here I have April 2025. So what I do is I'll copy and paste all of these days, right? I'll just copy and paste all of that and I'll go into ChatGPT. I'll show you an example. Okay, actually, all right. So let me log into ChatGPT here. Oh my gosh, this is taking a pretty long time, but I just want to see you guys see. I just want to show you guys this full process so that you guys can do this for yourself. All right. So let's go to my economic events calendar. So all I did here was just copy and paste Forex Factory, right? And I told it I wanted it formatted in this way, right? Just format it in a way where you have the red emoji, you have the date of the news, you have the time of the news, and you have the type of news. And I can put that in my, Notion. And then all I'll do is I'll go back in time. So I'll go to my time vault and let's just say Monday next or Tuesday of next week is ISM manufacturing PMI. So I'll search up April. And this you would be doing on Forex Factory because you don't have this set up most likely. So all I'll be doing is, okay, cool. What does Forex Factory say? April 11th or April 1st, 10 a.m. ISM manufacturing PMI. All right, cool. That's one. April 2023, ISM manufacturing PMI, April 3rd, right? And all you do is just input these days into FX Replay and just gather data for, ISM manufacturing PMI, just using Forest Factory. It's that simple. And now you'll have data for that specific day and you'll know how it reacts. It's pretty simple. So I'm happy that you guys have been enjoying the videos lately. I'll try to keep it going and keep providing value. Hope you enjoyed.